Good morning and welcome to Little by Little, a short time in God's Word. It's Holy Week and we've been going through different passages with different events leading up to Friday and the cross. And so today, Thursday, is kind of a big day. There's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and so we're going to do a bit of reading and then a little bit of reflecting at the end. You can also join us later tonight at Calvary Chapel, Port Angeles, or calvarypa.org. Hit live service, or catch us on YouTube at 7 o'clock Pacific time as we go from the Lord's Supper to the cross tonight in Matthew 26 and 27. So right now we're going to go to Matthew 26 and we'll start at verse 17. Now on the first day of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus saying, "Where will you have us prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He said, "Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, 'The teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.' The disciples did as Jesus had directed them, and they prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he reclined at table with the 12. And as they were eating, he said, 'Truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me.' And they were very sorrowful and began to say to him one after another, 'Is it I, Lord?' He answered, 'He who has dipped his hand in the dish with me will betray me. The Son of Man goes as it is written of him, but woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that man if he had not been born.' Judas, who would betray him, answered, 'Is it I, Rabbi?' He said to him, 'You have said so.' Now as they were eating, Jesus took bread, and after blessing it, broke it and gave it to the disciples and said, 'Take, eat, this is my body.' He took a cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them and said, 'Take, drink of it, all of you. For this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, I will not drink again of the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.' When they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus said to them, 'You will all fall away because of me this night. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised up, I will go before you to Galilee.' Peter answered him, 'Though all fall away because of you, I will never fall away.' And Jesus said to him, 'Truly, I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, 'Even if I must die with you, I will not deny you.' And all the disciples said the same. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, 'Sit here while I go over there and pray.' And taking with him Peter and the sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. And he said to them, 'My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me.' And going a little further, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, 'My Father, if it is possible, let the cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will.' And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, 'So could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.' Again, for the second time, he went away and prayed, 'My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done.' And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the 3rd time, saying the same words again. When he came to the disciples and said to them, 'Sleep and take your rest later on. The hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand.'" Passover was regular, it was planned, so celebratory. He's going to take the opportunity at that moment to bring in the new covenant, or the example of what the new covenant is going to be like, represented through his blood that will be shed very shortly on the cross. In all of this, so we also see the sovereignty of God as he orchestrates events, and he tells the disciples where they're going to have communion or the Lord's Supper and do these things. because he is God, and so he's in control. Nothing that is going to happen as horrible as it will be, it's not a surprise to him. He tells Peter and the rest that they'll scatter, and they're all like, no, and then he even tells Peter, hey, you're going to deny me. And Peter can't even imagine a scenario like that. I mean, who could? Which led to the Garden of Gethsemane and to prayer. And just think about that. Jesus prayed. In the hour that things were bleakest, he prayed, and many messages and things have been spoken about this, and he comes out of the garden, as we'll see tomorrow. Victory is already ready. It just hasn't happened yet. Why? Because he's prayed, not my will, but your will be done. If there's no other way, then I'll do it. And he was prayed up, he was ready. The scriptures had to be fulfilled. As you think about Jesus in these last days before the cross, last moments, last events, take some time to pray that your life would be not my will, but your will be done. Till next time.